So the 2019-2020 League One campaign came to a grinding halt earlier in the summer, with Coventry and Rotherham getting themselves promoted to the second tier of English football. But what did this clown think all the way back in July 2019? Who did he think will come out on top, and who did he think will go down? We'll take a little look next. Right, folks, back once again with another reaction video. Today we're going to take a look back at my 2019-2020 League One predictions that I made back all the way in July 2019, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League One related, world football related. We're going to know here, boys, under one Ruski. Yes, of course, you'll see on this side of the screen over here a quick rundown of some of my predictions I did make back in July. We've been going through them day by day usually, and of course on this side here we've got how the teams ended up at the end of the season. We'll take a look at all that in just a second. And a big shout out to the Patreon gang. That's right, you know who you are, the Dirty Dozen. Yeah, 12 of you handsome bastards supporting the channel in that extra mile. And they've done so by following the link in the old description, patreon.com/Roverseas, to support the channel in an extra mile. And they are forever brothers, forever family, of course. And we're talking about Dylan Goddard, Matthew Shepherd, Elgin Cow, Bianca Muller, Daniel Mellor, Cody Cahoe, Joachim Johansson, Tom Messer, Tom Clark, John Spurn, Russell Frost, and of course, Aztec Marky B Mark, aka Mr. Aldi, I think his name is. Something along those lines anyway. So yeah, we're going to jump straight in the deep end, of course, and take a little look at how I predicted, of course, and then we'll have a rundown of how it all panned out in the division. And let me just go find it. So give me a second. So here he comes, and of course we want to shut it, you slag. We don't want to hear what he has to say. We just want to see what he has to say. And there we go. We blow it up nice and big. There he goes. Roll the intro. Okay, so we'll jump straight to the meat of the matter. We don't really want to waffle on. If you want to check out the whole video yourself, it is on, of course, on the channel. You might have to dig around a little bit, but I know just where it is. So there he is. Chunky monkey, not like this Slim Jim right here. And he kicks it off with, in 13th spot, Accrington Stanley. Who are they? But in my eye, in the real world, it was Blackpool. Accrington Stanley actually finished it in the 17th spot. That's not too shabby, boys. That's not too shabby indeed. So, yeah, I did expect a much better performance from Accrington Stanley, but they didn't deliver this time around. He doesn't waste any more time. Straight into 14th spot, we have Bristol Rovers. Who actually finished in 14th. I got that one bang on the nose, boys. Bang on the pissing nose. Yes. And then I did opt for Tranmere in 15th spot. In the real world, of course, they went down to 21st. Shrewsbury actually finished in 15th spot. So all in all, not too bad start. Of course, Blackpool. I think I have them finishing further up the table. I think they start with Simon Grayson between as governor. Oxford, oh, this one hurts. Yes, Oxford down in 16th spot. Of course, they finished up as high as 4th. Lincoln in the real world. So yeah, Lincoln having a bit of a nightmare season. I think I tipped them to do very, very well as well. So this division, it can be very ropey. I remember when we were in it in League One, and the likes of Shrewsbury was doing very, very well. And as you can see, in the real world, they got 15th just this season. Of course, Scunthorpe were also up there competing with us. And look at them now; they're in League Two. So it's not very easy. Gillingham next. They did finish in the top 10. So they finished, in my eyes, I thought they finished in 17th. But that's Accrington Stanley. And of course, Gillingham in the real world did finish in the top 10. Now here is the surprise package. It is Wycombe Wanderers finishing in 18th spot. That's what I called. Of course, they got themselves promoted via the sneaky back door of the playoffs. So we're playing Championship football, which is great. It's great. Let's take a moment and talk about that one in a minute. Of course, Gareth Ainsworth, diehard Rover through and through in his heart, through his upbringing. Never played for Rovers, but he's always been linked in the past. When the shit's in the fan, you know, we've always looked to, if we need to curve the costs, bring in a cheaper manager maybe. Gareth Ainsworth was always the man, but now his stock has risen, of course. When you look at the stats of that game against Oxford United, it's not pretty in favour of Wycombe, but they did what they did to get themselves promoted, and to be honest with you, fair dues. Will they stick around for this next season? You just don't know, but to be honest with you, they're going to be pissing through the fire if they're going to get anywhere near 21 spot to survive. That's all they'll be looking for, 21st spot next season to keep themselves in the Championship for another season. But tremendous work for them. Well done to the. Hopefully, Eddie Ekinfenwa will have a little shot at the championship. I just don't know what's going to happen for him. Anyway, in the real world, it was Wycombe Wanderers. Well, I picked Wycombe Wanderers. In the real world, it was Rochdale, of course. I finished in 18th, and another team that has been in the top half of the table for a few seasons. They've been struggling the past couple, so they may be on a hiding to nothing. They may be on their way down next season. You just don't know. I then followed it up with a 19th spot finish for Bolton. Of course, they did finish it in 23rd. They had a mega points tally to overturn. I think it was at 30 points. So even with that 30 points, on top of that, they would have been 44 points, which would have been in around about 15th, 16th spot. So they still would have had a shit old season. So, yeah, I went with Bolton in 19th. In the real world, it was Milton Keynes Dons. That's right, scraping themselves in there. Just above their nearest and dearest, and we'll get to number 20 in just a minute. So, yeah, Milton Keynes Dons and Wimbledon are struggling for these days to get themselves some momentum and some projectileness towards the top end of the table, of course. So Bolton, yes, with an absolute nightmare season. Of course, it just didn't start well with the deductions, and it's just followed on through to League Two football. Yes, they'll be playing the likes of Barrow and who else, and Harrogate Town and all that kind of stuff. So it could be an interesting season. Rochdale in 20th spot. I did have them. I had them in 20th spot. In the real world, it was in 18th for them. 20th was AFC Wimbledon. I might have them further down the old table. I don't know. I expected a season of struggle. There is Wimbledon in 21st spot. Tranmere was 21st spot, of course. I did anticipate. I was hoping Tranmere would stick around, but unfortunately they were the second of three teams relegated. Of course, Bury were disbanded or expelled, and that's another story for another day. I think we get there. Talk about that in a minute. Tranmere, I had them as high as 15th. I thought the way they got themselves promoted, I thought they would stick around. They do have quite a sizable club, and I thought that fan base would steer them on. Of course, when you have the wool pulled out of your feet midway through the season with the points per game sort of basis, they did have a game in hand on everybody else, and that game in hand could have actually saw them leapfrog over the likes of Wimbledon into safety. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. Wimbledon, they did stick around by the skin of their teeth. Of course, I have them, in my eyes, going down. That would have been a relegation spot there, 21st spot. So not too bad though, 20th. So I got to pat myself on the back. Well, that's pretty close to the money as well. So AFC Wimbledon 21st. In my eyes, they did finish in 20th. Tranmere finishing 21st spot, which I also put at 15th. Shrewsbury, I had them going down as well. And 22nd in the real world, it was Southend, who had a bit of a nightmare as well. Another team that's been up there, knocking on the door for the playoffs and all that kind of stuff recently in League One, but ultimately they're going down now to League Two football. Of course, matey boy was in charge, Campbell, but he left. He couldn't cut the mustard. Bury, I had them down as 23rd before this was prior to the old disbandment and all that kind of stuff. I don't think they had even a points deduction. I just thought they were going to go down regardless. Who the heck did I have in 24th spot? If I've already seen Bolton and Bury. I'm trying to think, and having a quick look at the old table there. Who would I expect to be in that relegation spot? The one that's probably missing, I don't know. Who the heck would I expect to go down? Would I say expect Coventry to go down? I don't know. I'm curious to see who I stuck in 24th spot. Looking at the teams that remain. Now, we've already had Bolton, haven't we? We've already had Bolton, we've already had Bury. The only team that looks from the table that I would ever even suggest, I don't know. I'm scared if I said Coventry City. That would be an absolute embarrassment. MK Dons, maybe. Maybe I put MK Dons down there. Well, let's roll the video. 23rd I did in the real world was Bolton, so you know what, I have them down as 19th. But who the heck did I put in 24th? I'm quite curious to know. Is it MK Dons? Did I stick MK Dons down there? Show me the money. But in the real world, it was of course Bury, who have been disbanded. I'm quite. While we wait, I'll have a sip of the old brew. Southend. I did have Southend. Okay, that's not bad. That's not a bad pick, considering that they did go down. Yeah, I was curious to see what the heck I'd done there, but yeah, Southend relegated, not too bad. So all in all, that bottom half is okay. I got, of course, I picked Bury to be disbanded, well, to be relegated. It's Southend. So I got 2 of the 4 that got relegated. AFC Wimbledon just missed out. As well, Shrewsbury in the bottom half. So you know what? I'd give myself over 60%. I'd say I'll give myself a C on that bad boy. So yeah, into the top half. Burton, I went with them in 12th. In the real world, they finished in 12th. For me, we'll have a look at it in just a second. But next season's going to be, of course, very, very interesting. Who have you got going down? We've got Charlton going down. We've got Wigan going down, and we've got Hull. Whoa, yeah, there we go. There, it's all fitted into place there. Hull City. Goodness gracious me. So the last two of those, I would say, are going to be promotion candidates. For League One next season already. Blackpool in 12th spot. Of course, they did finish in 13th. That's not a bad pick. Of course, Simon Grayson was in charge at the start of the season. Good manager that, but I guess just didn't work out right. David Dunn took over for a little bit. Now they've got the old assistant or sidekick or whatever it was, under 21 manager from Liverpool in charge of Blackpool. So we'll see how they go. Burton in 11th. I did pick that. Of course, they finished in 12th. That's not too bad. I give myself a double pat on the back on that bad boy. Ipswich did finish in 11th. Of course, they had a nightmare season with Lambert in charge, and it doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere as well. So they'll need to do something miraculous if they're going to get themselves back in at the second attempt. Because, of course, just like Sunderland are finding it, it's very difficult to get out of this division if you don't play your cards right. In 10th spot, I went Doncaster. Gillingham was the real answer. Of course, Doncaster finishing in 9th, though. So, again, that sort of mid-table. It's not too bad. You know what? I'm pretty good at this League One shit. You know what? I'm going to do some predictions. That's what. We're going to do it each and every day, boys and girls. Match day by match day. League One predictions. If you haven't heard about it yet, smash the old subscribe button. Of course, smash the old bell as well. And give this video some love. Just to give it a bit of a boost. And then maybe it makes the videos easier for everybody else to find. But yes, League One predictions. Match day by match day. Each and every day. Each and every week, as and when they come out. Yeah. So 10th spot, Doncaster. 9th, I went with Lincoln. Of course, Lincoln finished down in 16th. In the real world, Doncaster finished in 9th. So as you can see, not bad. 9th, 10th, or 9th, 9th, 12th, and 13th, not bad. Because I've got Doncaster, Burton, and Blackpool in that cluster as well. Accrington Stanley, not too terrible either. Bristol Rovers bang on the nose. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I'm pretty good at this. Pretty good at this lark, League One lark. But the top end, of course, I think I went Rotherham high. I did go high with Rotherham. Coventry, I didn't go. I don't think I remember going that high. Milton Keynes in 8th. Okay, that's a bit of a shitter right there. Yeah, okay. I'll take it all back. 8th spot, Milton Keynes. What was I thinking? In the real world, I went. It was Sunderland. Sunderland finishing in 8th. Not even in the playoffs, boys and girls. But of course, it was abruptly halted. One win in the next game, and they could have shot up to 4th, and the rest could have been completely different. So, is next year their year? You know what? It could very, very well be, depending on what signings and strengths additions they make to their team. So 8th, I went with Milton Keynes wrong. That's a big fail, big fat L on my head for that bad boy. Sunderland in the real world. I did have Sunderland finishing not that far away. I think maybe in 6th spot or something like that, because you know it will click into place eventually. I just don't know when. For Sunderland, am I convinced with Parkinson as manager? Not really. Fleetwood Town in 7th. Of course, they did finish in 6th. Yeah, Peterborough actually finished in 7th. So, not too bad, that, you know. Fleetwood in 7th with Joey Barton. He's getting there. He's starting. The longer he sticks around with Fleetwood, the longer I believe in him. You know, of course, he had a bit of a rough introduction to management with a bit of a barnstormer with Struble over at Barnsley. Rude awakening and all that kind of stuff, but he's sticking to his guns, and he's just where he is. I think this club is ideal for matey boy Joey Barton. Into 6th spot we have Peterborough. Of course, I had them in 7th, so here flip flop them around, boys and girls. You flip flop them around. I got that bang on the nose. So yeah, I think I like this League One biz. So into the playoffs, I did expect Peterborough to make it into the playoffs. Unfortunately, they were hard done by because of the old points per game basis, slipping just outside. With a game in hand on maybe the likes of Sunderland and stuff, but hey, each their own. Coventry, I had them as 5th. Of course, they went up automatically as champions. Pompey actually finished in 5th. I think I did have Portsmouth in that the higher bracket. Of course, I did, because I haven't seen them yet. So, you know what? I'm standing firm here. I'm just trying to think if I've done some obvious errors. I think I've got Sunderland next, maybe. And I think I do have Ipswich quite high. Sunderland 4th, of course, they did finish in 8th. In the real world, it was Oxford. Again, I had Oxford further down the pecking order. Footballing wise, it's a little harsh on Oxford. I thought they looked very good with Carl Robinson as manager. I think he's doing the right thing, and I'm hoping next season they'll be up there again, knocking on the door, and we'll take a closer look as the season goes on. Looking forward to it, actually. with that bad boy. Into the Power 3 now. Ipswich are going to be in there. Pompey are going to be in there. And Rotherham are going to be there. But which way have I done it? I think I've got Ipswich in second. Portsmouth maybe first, actually. I think I might have Portsmouth as first. Of course, this is all last season. Next season will be a completely separate piece. And we'll do these again, of course. Once we know when the fixtures are out and when the games are going to start, then we can kind of plan for when we do our predictions. But anyway, while you're watching, get your own feelings in the old comment section down below. What you think? Who do you think? Who's your money on to go up automatically next season? Rotherham, I had them in third. Of course, they finished in second. Wycombe, of course, finished in third. A tremendous season for them, and they actually did get themselves promoted via the playoffs. So, fair play to them, and I'd be happy for them to at least experience Championship football, probably for a season. But you know what? They might stick around. Ipswich in second, of course. They had a nightmare campaign, 11th in the real. It was Rotherham, and of course Coventry were number 1. But in my eyes, yep, the team that we're missing is Portsmouth, and they will come up there to confirm it in just a second. So not bad indeed. We'll stop it right there. He doesn't need to ramble on. It's not bad picks. Of course, Rotherham did finishing on automatic spots. They're too good for this division. They're one of them in yo-yo teams that are probably going to struggle again next season. But you know, they're probably gonna be in the discussion. But when you think about the teams already that are going up, the likes of Wycombe, I think they're going to struggle. The teams that remained last season, the Barnsley's, the Luton Town, those are probably your 3 that you might expect to struggle as well. Plus some other teams, Sheffield Wednesday with a points deduction, Derby might get a points deduction. You just don't know that, and the question marks surrounding like the QPRs and things like that. So there, you know, Rotherham may stick around for, you know, if they play their cards right, and get the results on the table. You know what, they could be back in, could remain in the Championship beyond next season. But anyway, that's what I think of that. Well, that took place way back 2019, boys and girls. What do you think? Did I do okay? I think I did okay. Pretty happy, pretty content with the old verdict there. Of course, there are some shockers in there, but tomorrow we'll do it all again with League 2, boys and girls. Yes, League 2. We'll have a little look at what I expected to happen way back around about this time last season, and we're going to do all these again, of course, for the new season. Just we're going to wait out for the fixture lists and all that kind of jazz. But until then, boys and girls, give this video some love, smash the old thumbs up, and of course smash your subscribe if you're new, tick the old bell as well so you don't miss a beat, and also check out the old description, links to my other social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon is in there if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the place to do it. But yeah, I'm going to get out of it. Until then, I'll see you all tomorrow for League 2, and then we'll take a look at Serie A. Till then, out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.